welcome back to another episode of Behind the Gear at Player Sports.
Sir.
I am the host Tony, and I'm with my fantastic co-host Tai. We have a very special episode today. The man and the mind behind Rugby Bricks, who brings a lot of knowledge into rugby, Peter Breen.
Woo! Peter Breen!
What's up, Camera? What's up, boys?
Thank you.
Great to meet you.
Likewise.
Good to have you on time this week. Let's do it.
So we'll get right into it. Tell us about Rugby Bricks and how it started. Tell us the origins.
Rugby Bricks, it's been a big project. So my first two sports were basketball and cricket. So those are my two foundation sports. Loved basketball. And I suppose as I was coming through as a player, a lot of my old basketball coaches, dribbling drills, shooting drills, just foundation sort of mindset. And so I was watching golf content and basketball content. I was like, there's not really the same thing in rugby. We talk about our game, but it's more like the three basics of tackling or three basics. Because I wanted to come from the point of like the amateur professional, like how do we give them some core stuff that I was getting as a player. Started making some content. It's pretty rubbish when you first start, but you get better, you grow, and then always wanted to do the kicking tees as well. So we've got to a really good place with the brand and the business.
Nice. Obviously, you didn't start making tees originally. They started in 2019, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you just let us know a little bit about that and like why you decided to go in that pathway?
I always knew that if we built an audience and then tried to sell to, it'd be much easier than trying to have a product and then sell to no one, basically. So put out a whole heap of stuff that I was using as a player, kicking techniques, passing techniques, just little tips and cues. And then slowly did our first kicking tee, RB Vortex high cut in 2020. Yep. And just started with an order of 200, sold them and grew, and now we've got a full range of customers all around the world. So
100%.
Sorry.
No, you good?
Speaking of the Vortex tees, we've got a few in our hands right now. Can you just kind of give us a walkthrough of the features, the benefits of the Vortex tees, and kind of the different heights that it comes in as well?
Yeah, so the ones you guys have got in this one in the box, the RB Vortex. So this is our best seller. So we got the low cut, the mid cut, and the high cut. I kicked off everything like Coke bottles, gumboots, boots, shoes, and then all the different kicking tee range. So I kind of knew the best features of each and then wanted to build a tee that captured all those. So from the base being nice on the ground, like any club field, muddy or the perfect ground, into how the ball sits on the top of the tee. It's a really unique shape. And then that Vortex gives it that nice strength. So as like a user experience, when you first put we get this feedback all the time, kicker goes for their first kick, they put it there and it's sitting on the tee like, I can hit that. We always get that feedback.
Yeah.
And with every tee that comes as well, there is like a wristband or a T-band that comes with it. And I can see there's like words on it that says Outwork and Outlearn. What's the meaning behind that? Like, how did you come up with that?
So I was a player that was Outwork, Outlearn. I had to earn everything. So I think there's freaks in rugby that just get picked. They're just in the team naturally. But then there's also players that have to Outwork and Outlearn. So I really admired the brand Nike, Just Do It, and sort of that brand mantra and having something that people could buy into. So the Outwork, Outlearn thing, and I have mine on every day.
Nice.
Just a reminder that daily get to the gym, get your skill stuff in,
100%.
tickle your boxes, your 1%ers. So a big part of Rugby Bricks in the name was build your game brick by brick. That's why it's Rugby Bricks.
Makes sense.
So Outwork, Outlearn, build your game brick by brick is all part of that.
I feel like that's kind of the same mindset here at Green Lane, Outwork and Outlearn. And that's compared to Only Hunger, that's what we do.
Here we go.
We always outwork and outlearn them, but
Good.
That'll be our mantra.
Okay, I'll remember that when you need a stock. Yeah, sweet. Just following on that, as a player, tell us just like how you.
Hang on, what tees do you boys use?
I would use mid-cut.
I would use the mid-cut as
What
well.
colours are you operating though?
Pink.
I have the black. I'm pretty.
Nice. So we got the Showman and this.
Just neutral, just net. Yeah.
I love a highlight. But yeah, following to you as a player, can you just give us a little background on that and like where you started or like when did you stop and all that crap?
Yeah, so basketball and cricket coming through, played age grade stuff, loved it, and then started playing rugby when I was about 16. So North Otago down south. Went down to Dunedin to study Otago Rugby Academy, and then I had a great rugby experience. So we had Tony Brown as our Otago coach. He's now with South Africa, done Japan.
Wow.
We were under the roof at Forsyth Bar Stadium. So just seasons of just fast footy, fun footy. So I had a really privileged experience as a player. Went up, played for the Taniwha for a couple of seasons.
Yes, Northland.
In and out of
Seen a few of your highlights. Dude.
the good days. In and out of super squads, but like I said, I was a player that worked really hard for my opportunities, and always knew that coaching and this would be the after my playing days.
Yeah. And just going on, you providing the knowledge, you do go to a few schools. And why is your favourite school that you've been to St. Joseph Nudgee College in Brisbane? Why is that your favourite school?
It is a beast of a school, eh?
I know.
Yeah, wow. What a great experience. The forum, the coaching forum at Nudgee, the people. What a school. Yeah. What a school. And some of their socials, wow, they are kicking goals social media-wise as well. So nothing to do with you. But
okay. No.
But
I would like to say we started that in 2021. It launched after that. So
nice.
Just saying.
But definitely that age group is really, you mentioned about schoolboy, it's really important for Rugby Bricks because that's where habits are built, right? We put a lot of emphasis into gifting tees to that age grade because we just know the impact of a tee. You boys will go out and train and enjoy it and work on your craft. So we sort of try to capture that age group.
Yeah, 100%.
I heard you almost made your way to Dilworth School. Is that right? Or
to where?
Dilworth School?
Hey guys, Editor Toby here. The boys laugh quite a lot during this, and the mics can't handle it, so just bear with us on this episode.
Dilworth High School. To where? Sorry, that's the school I went to.
Anyways,
that's very telling. That's very telling of you, Peter. I guess not.
Funny.
So I've been following you for quite a bit on all like your social platforms. There was a video I saw, was quite a viral one on your YouTube. It was you kicking 100 meters, 100 meter goal, and you made it. And then I thought to myself, I was like, this has got to be a prank or something. I've never seen someone kick a goal from 100 meters out. And then I just read all the comments, and people had the same thoughts. So I just want to know. The people want to know.
Yeah.
Is that actually true?
Oh, you got to go watch the video. And, when I do my 100 meter kick, I could do one today for you if you want.
Oh,
so
mate,
I just chuck a little 22-step run up at it.
Yeah.
Give one of these balls a bit of good air, and it's not that hard. You just got to.
Yeah, honest,
right
that'll be a first for me.
Can't wait to
see that in real time.
I think the giveaway on that video is the date that video was posted. Maybe check that out.
That was about like 5 years ago.
It was around April, the start of April.
Goal kicking. So you've traveled the world. You've coached like some of the best goal kickers that we've seen in our game today. What's kind of your best experiences going through that whole kind of journey, taking you across the world? You know?
So, I mean, guys like Thomas Ramos, a couple of guys that I've worked with in Japan, the top of the game is so fun to work with. What I find is the best athletes still want coach, they still want information, they're different ideas and maybe just questions about how they do what they do to think about things better. If they're kicking around 81%, let's try and get you to 85%.
Yeah.
What's the differences to make there? So maybe what you're doing isn't working for you. But my best experience, honestly, is coming from the youth and also the women's game. So 2019 with the Wallaroos, a lot of the kickers, man, the women's game growth. A sideline conversion, not many girls were getting a kick back in sort of 2019 days. But now, there's girls, multiple girls in squads that are slotting them and big boots. So that's been cool to see. And for me as a coach, how do we build power? How do we drill it? How do we talk about the muscles? And, it's been the biggest rewarding stuff that I've done is in the women's game and with the youth. So, yeah.
And then on that, just like with the players that you've worked with, was there any, like obviously you work with the top of the top, was there any players that like are the top % in their country or in the world? Was there any players that just stood out to you and you're like, whoa, I didn't realize they were that good?
Aaron Smith is the best skills passer of a ball I've ever worked with. Dupont was really incredible to see live. Just his flair and the way that he can do things off both feet and spiral bombs off both feet. A natural player. That France experience was really good because in the one team you had like Roman Intermac, Thomas Ramos, Anton Dupont.
Guns.
just guys that were just doing crazy things in a squad. Those would be the highlights.
So goal kicking.
Had some fun with the Warriors actually.
Oh, did you?
So pre-season last year. So for this season. So
Yeah.
one of their big things, they couldn't kick the ball far enough. So how do we get more kick distance down into the cage from around that halfway? So that was really good fun with Andrew Webster and the Warriors boys.
They do have some personalities there, don't they?
Yeah. A couple of injuries though. Metcalf was big.
Yeah.
Metcalf, Mitch Barnett. Oh man.
Still out here.
Rugby league, goal kicking. In your opinion, who do you consider to be like the 3 greatest goal kickers? And
from both codes.
From both codes. And if you were to select one of those goal kickers to kick from the sideline to save your life, who would that be?
Ramos is the guy. Thomas Ramos is like a robot.
Wow.
Just watching him do what he does.
Yeah.
Best goal kickers. I really like, he doesn't use a rugby tee, but Owen Farrell's got a really nice kicking technique, and then Andre Pollard. So if I had to just be
Andre Pollard.
one of my funnest experience and projects was Ryan Pappenhausen. So
You worked with Ryan?
So when I was with the Melbourne Storm for a couple of seasons, Cam Smith just retired, and then they're like, we don't have a goal kicker. So Nick Meaney and Paps and Munster, but Munster's just an absolute cowboy. He's a freak, but he's a cowboy. But yeah, Paps was a fun one just to start from scratch and build a technique. He's probably my most enjoyable coaching in sort of the NRL. He'd be the guy.
He may need a little bit more help though. He did miss one from in front. Sorry, Pap. So Ramos would be your guy that saves your life, would he?
Yeah, he would be. He's Mr. Consistent. As long as
South Africa's not there.
Kobe is trying to charge him down.
Just going on that, so you've worked with various different teams and superstars. Do you have a favourite team yourself? And are you biased if they use Rugby Bricks or not?
I definitely am biased. I get around the boys. You know, the Wallabies guys have been honestly some of the best. Noah Lolesio and Ben Donaldson, Tane Edmed. Just great guys. So grateful, and I've had a lot of interaction when we're living over in Melbourne with those boys. So I was really going for them during that Lions tour.
Yeah,
they could have taken that out if game 1 had gone differently, and game 2 with that penalty. Favourite team? I obviously get around the Highlanders. They're my team from down south.
Nice.
We're doing it tough at the moment, but anyone using a Rugby Bricks tee, I'm about.
Nice.
Sweet.
You two boys
I'll
as well.
send through my videos.
Yeah, exactly.
With my Rugby Bricks
to the review.
Hopefully I get a game winner next year. Send it through. Just going on like the different kicking techniques. So like I remember seeing one of your videos and it was about obviously not everyone gets to play on the pristine, fields of Eden Park or whatever, and there are some
uneven
dodgy surfaces, muddy grounds and whatnot. And I saw you talk about just taking a little bit more of a straight run up, so when you do plant your foot, you don't slip as much. How do you help like a person who likes to come from that wide and get him to go into that kind of shell, I guess you could say?
Yeah, so you're talking about an approach angle to the ball being a little bit sort of lower than up and behind the ball. Great tip, and I love that you brought that up, because that is the exact type of content that I'm trying to produce. Is you're playing on the club muddy field that's middle of winter, and what's a tactic I can use not to slip out and fall. So if that was you, if you are coming from an angle, we'll have a look at your hips and stuff at the time of impact, and whether or not your plant foot's helping with that. Because if you're just coming around the corner, it could be a bit of a lottery what your ball strike's going to be like. So that's where I'd start. And I use a thing called the 10 pillars of goal kicking, where we just can go through and ask a bunch of questions: ball setup, target, hips, plant foot, kicking foot, momentum, radio arm. How's your radio arm?
Radio arm.
It sometimes gets up, sometimes doesn't. Just like the kick, sometimes gets up, sometimes doesn't.
So we'd have a look at all that stuff. But a player has to be ready to dive deep into that stuff. So I just love helping kickers, and whether you're an under 10 player or Thomas Ramos, you get asked the exact same questions, and what's your answers like? So talk me through your ball setup. What's your ball setup?
Where do the seams point? Like when you're lining it up to the post?
The valve.
I'll have the valve pointing towards the post, and then I aim it just inside right post.
Beautiful.
And then I just go on the angle about a 45 degrees and just 4 steps back.
Nice.
I just try to keep it nice and simple, like all of that simple, and so I just have a constant run up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Who's the kicker that you tried to mimic?
I've always been a fan of Dan Carter, but obviously I can't kick like Dan Carter. I've been watching a lot of, you brought him up before, Owen Farrell, and then also I love the way, sorry, what's his name? The Scottish 10 for the Lions.
What's his name?
Finn Russell.
Yeah, Finn
Yeah.
Russell. I love the way he strikes a ball and just
He's
the way he
good
kind of
too.
plays. So I've been looking at those two and the way they kick. I know they have two different tees, two different heights, and two different kicking techniques, but I kind of adapt to both.
Hey.
Yeah.
So that sort of question, those two questions, already tell me where your head's at as a kicker,
Yeah.
now who you're trying to mimic and why you're doing what you're doing and how you've structured yourself. So now we just make it consistent.
Yeah.
Good answer, good
Personally,
detail.
I'm trying to mimic Peter Breen. That's who I'm trying to mimic. So you can tell already, I'm a pretty good goal kicker.
Oh, here we go.
Speaking about goal kicking as well, you have like some interesting players who like have setups like the Johnny Wilkinsons, like when they're like before they go to kick the ball, he usually stands like this. You have Damien McKenzie with his
The
McKenzie smile, and then Marcus Smith has an interesting one as well. But yeah, does that really affect the kick at the same time when they're loading up? Or
You got to know why you're doing it. So when I actually started working with Quade Cooper when he was Melbourne Rebels, and he had some
he
Yeah,
had
he's
that
out
as well,
here,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
and the sidestep Dan Carter thing going on.
Yeah.
And it was just so inconsistent. He was doing it because it felt good and it gave him rhythm, but
Yeah.
sometimes it was big, sometimes it was small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was leading to a lot of inconsistency. And a lot of kickers will copy like a DMAC or a step
Exactly,
back or
yeah,
a Carter thing and kind of just doing it because they think it's cool or whatever. But as soon as you dig deeper, it's like, do you know why you're doing that? No, just do it. So yeah, as long as you've got good reasons and I do this because and it helps me get to this, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Build your own technique. Golf, swing your swing.
Yeah.
I think that's where we can take a lot of inspiration from.
Oh, nice.
One of my favorite kicking routines was Dan Bigger back in the day.
Yeah.
He used to do like a full Macarena into the kicking.
Yeah,
He was my favorite to watch.
he's gun.
Yeah.
When I walked in the doors here, and this is my first time visiting,
Yep.
I must say Rugby Bricks is so excited to be in store. Feedback's been good. We've done top-up order after top-up order now, so the
Yes, we have.
teas have been moving. But for you guys, you must take a lot of pride in working in a store that really cares about the product and the customer. It's pretty clear walking in here. So best interaction with maybe someone buying a Rugby Bricks tee, but then also what's it like working here?
Working here, I mean, it's great. We've been working here with kind of no complaints for almost 3 years now.
Almost
both of
3
us?
years, yeah. Going on 3 years.
And then Rugby Bricks tees, like, you have people like yourself, like, you look at the youth, you look at them coming through to buy a tee, and they all come in and they'll look at this tee, they'll look at that tee, and then they'll want to go, with the low tee because that's what their favorite kicker uses. And I'm like, have you started? Like, you just starting kicking? It's like, yeah. I'm like, use the mid to high. It's a little bit easier for you. And they just get so excited when they get it, especially when they get the color that they want. So sometimes we don't have the color that they want, but if we do, they just get excited there, and then they go straight to the field with their parents, and they just start kicking. So that's always good when you see them walk out with a smile. That's probably the best feeling.
Cool interaction I've had is most of the kids that come through, or like any of our customers, and they're looking for a tee. Obviously, we sell like multiple tees here, but they just go straight away. They're like, "Oh, do you have the Bricks one?" And we're like, "Yeah, sweet, we've got them."
Yeah.
And they don't need to look at anything else, and they just go for it. Like we have customers who like struggle with power, so we kind of just recommend the mid cut to high cut. That'll usually add an extra 5 to 10 meters on their kick. If they want more accuracy, we usually recommend watching a Peter Breen video on YouTube.
Good.
Yeah, how to
meters.
goal kick kind of thing.
Yeah.
So and I've loved working here at Player Sports. Love the family vibe. Ever since moving here to Green Lane at our store here, I've never wanted to go back to Onehunga. But yeah, there's that kind of rivalry going on between us. But
And thanks for your input, meeting you guys today and hearing that you're teens and both goal kickers. It's cool to have some knowledge going into youth and families coming in. So thanks for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you
all
very
good.
much. Just following up on the kicking techniques and whatnot, we see on a lot of your videos you talk about, or you show us the different type of movements you can do in the gym or pre and post kicking. Just talking about the biomechanics there, so can you just give us a little more in depth on that?
So my wife's a physio. She's Tall Fern's physio, actually. So
true.
when I need a body question, I just go to her and be like, hey, can you explain this? So
I hope she gets a cut out of this whole business.
I've stolen a few anterior, posterior slings.
Yep, nice.
Yeah, when I bring out the sling chat, she's like, I think I told you. The body's made up of muscles, and as you get older, so my example, I started taking golf a little bit more serious about 2 years ago. I couldn't feel anything.
Yep.
I was just
Swinging.
doing some stuff. Got a bit of help, got a lesson. I could finally start to feel like backswing and shallowing out and grips and thumbs. And I think goal kicking's the same. Once you've been at it a few years, you can start to feel some muscles and feel like blocking kicks, slicing kicks, rotating too quickly, rodeo arm stuff. So a really good way to do that is, okay, here's an exercise in the gym that can help you feel muscle groups, engaging things, which then you can put through the ball. That's why I like breaking it down for kickers when they're ready.
Yeah.
But you got to go through that first phase of just kicking a million balls and then
Yeah.
starting to feel some
Finding
stuff.
the love for it as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, like you guys, when you're young, kick off whatever, go for some fun, and then when you want to get that consistency come through, and I'm ready for that, then we can talk about that stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm so happy you touch on that when it comes to goal kicking, because when I go on like YouTube, I try and search up videos on how to goal kick, and there's not much content out there that I can find that goes in depth on how to goal kick. Like your videos are the first ones that usually come up, and it's real informative. Like I go onto the field the next day, and after watching those videos, I get like 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10 picks from right in front.
Cool.
I'd get 10 out of 10.
You boys have got a competition today, so talk it up.
So like when it comes to goal kicking as well, and guys who want to train and practice their goal kicking session in like a professional kind of format, you've worked with a lot of professional teams. What would you recommend for like a goal kicker? Like, do they usually practice pre-training with their team or post-training, or do they have like their standalone sessions? Like, what's the process usually like for them?
Yeah, so it's usually after session, self-driven, and I think when you get to a really good stage as a professional, you may be 25 years and up, you've already done a lot of the work. And you might just be like I'm going to have 12 deliberate goal kicks after training, like that's it, I'm cutting it there. What I talk to kickers about is, can we increase your touches in the week? So grubber touches, spiral touches, little drop kicking to neck touches. So not everything has to be like a full noise kick, a goal kick, because it's quite a big, powerful movement. You've probably seen on the channel a lot of soccer ball stuff. I love educating, so we're trying to educate our foot, feel what a good up the back of the ball strike feels like. We can just do 100 rolls to each other, feel slices, feel hooks, getting that foot in that great position, low impact, and then into a goal kick. So if I was encouraging someone, when you're young, go for it daily. As you start to mature, get your touches up in your week. Not every kick has to be a full noise goal kick.
Man, I wish like this stuff was around when I was like in school.
100%.
Because like the way we were taught up was just grab a tee and just go in front of the post and just kick.
2 hours.
2 hours, just spend as much time as you want out on like the paddock. But yeah, I just wish like around that time when I was coming through the grades, just if this content was out there, it would have been real good. But
I appreciate it.
This is awesome.
Very, very in-depth and very good knowledge. Just following on what you said, we do have a competition later today.
Cool.
Will we be getting a little bit of advice on our kicking beforehand?
I'll be reviewing you guys hard, and also giving you a bit of locked-in training. So how locked in can you guys get with a bit of stuff, bit of banter coming at you?
For sure.
I'll be the trainer for Jaden Campbell.
It'll be good fun. I'm looking forward to seeing you boys work.
I'm very excited for that. And Only Hunger's going to win, eh?
I don't know. This is my mantra from now on. Outwork and outlearn. You can't outwork me, mate. I'm gonna wear this. Can I wear this on my head? Do you have a head size on?
That would actually be sick. I would be keen for that. I would actually wear that.
Yeah, so Peter, we get quite a few customers that come through the shop and they're asking about the differences when it comes to a rugby union ball, like a Gilbert Barbarian or a Steeden NRL ball. Can you just walk us through like because you've coached players that have kicked with a NRL ball as well as a union ball, the differences, and does technique like vary when they kick with these balls as well?
Yeah, so I think it's important to use what you are using in your game. So rugby union, generally you're using a Gilbert, rugby league, a Steeden. Probably the biggest one is the valve, so the True Flight Gilbert valve, especially like the Barbarian and the Gilbert Sirius, the top match balls. I always talk about on the kicking tee, making sure that you know where that valve is, so valve down or sometimes valve up, not on the side, because when it goes through the air it does wobble and affect the ball. Having been in a lot of the rugby league environments, I found the Steeden ball to be a little bit lighter and sometimes would give you that wobbly sort of dead duck ball flight. So one thing that we actually did with a lot of the kickers is I noticed a lot of them, hold your tee, so facing that way, a lot of the kickers had a really flat ball, so on the tee, so really flat. And if you hit the dead on, it's just going to wobble and go. So I just tried to get a few of the kickers just to stand their ball up, get that ball rotating end over end for goal kicking.
Does this ball, like, because when I watch like rugby league kickers, they have a natural kind of curve to their kick as well. Like you have the Jonathan Thurstons, you have like Isako. Does that play into the kicks as well, like the shape of the ball? And
I honestly think it's more of a culture thing. So everyone tried to copy JT, come on an angle, get that JT ball flight. The seams are a little bit lighter. I have noticed that on Gilberts you can really feel a seam, whereas on Steedens it's a touch. That's why you get those Matt Burden floaters. And it's one advantage to the league ball is you can get that like backfield's full. Can we just chuck up a floater that's tough to catch? Billy Slater loves that. He talks about it a lot as a fullback. If you've got instead of the ball coming at you 180, if you've got a 360 ball you got to deal with and waste time on your catch, she's tough. So there is differences in the ball. You will feel them if you swap between, but both can be really consistent.
Yeah, and then just following that, obviously Matt Burden's an amazing kicker, spiral bombs, floaters. Back in the old school, they only
Matt Burden in a shooting competition, just so you know, just for the pod.
Oh,
little flex.
Basketball?
Little flex. What about a bomb competition?
You covered on that.
But yeah, so back in the old school, you had your Mertens, your Sterlo, your Mamaninga. They used to do either just toe pokes or they used to just do heaps of spiral bombs. You don't see the really end over end kick as now as you did back then. So can you ask? I just want to ask, why is that? Do you think?
My version of this is there's an old dude at my club, Alambra Union, that you talked about doing 70-metre spirals on the fly that rolled into touch. And then you ask a few other people, I don't remember it that way. So a lot of the guys are nostalgic about the spiral kick. It definitely was more of a factor. However, what's changed is the backfield. So it used to just be wings on strings. Now you've got a more full backfield. So you've got grass covered. So therefore you're trying to just put up more of a contestable end over end. So that's probably the big difference. I'm seeing it come back. Like I'm seeing guys like D-Mac and Geordie Barrett start to use it as a weapon. In the NRL, it's definitely back. Burden and Cleary and those guys are
love it.
Not only using the spiral but a floater. I think what isn't there anymore is that wiper's spiral kick that would roll into touch. Purely because the backfield isn't as open. You used to look there and just see this massive patch of grass spiral low. Johnny Sexton back in the day. It's a good kick. I coach it all the time now. I've got a full thing around having the nose of the ball down for a low spiral, long spiral, spiral bomb. So organising your ball that way. You notice with Burden, his nose is really up because his foot making contact on the up as opposed to low making contact on the low. So I've got a full framework around it. I coach it, and I think it's a real weapon. Players have got to be brave. It's so simple to do an end over end. Be brave. Chuck up a spiral.
Do you still do film reviews of can players or anyone send you videos of them goal kicking and you can still review? Do you still do that?
We actually brought it back. It was a big part of my first content back in the day. So interacting with kickers and helping out. We've actually got an online review on the Rugby Bricks website now. So you can grab a tea and a review or just a review. I come back to you. So if you want something, grab one. Sweet.
We'd like to thank Peter Breen for dropping by and just catching up with the boys. Now we're going to head off to the fields and have a kicking competition. All right. If you are not already following Peter on any of his social platforms, please do. His link will be down below. And yeah, just give him a follow. And yeah, that's us.